pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Randall, please call the roll.
Representatives Arndt, Baisley, Beckman, Benavidez. Excused. Byrd. Bachenfeld. Buck. Buckner. Wintail. Caravale. Carver. Catlin. Coleman. Cutter. Duran. Escar. Exum excused. Froelich. Galindo. Garnett.
He's here.
Excused. Geithner. Oh, sorry.
Spike Cutter. Hanson.
Representative Garnett is present. Gonzalez Gutierrez. Gray. Hanson. Arrett. Hooten. Humphrey. Jackson. Jaquez Lewis. Kennedy. Kip. Kraftarp. Landgraf. Larson. Lewis. Liston. Flauntine. McCluskey. McKean. McLaughlin. Melton. Michelson Janae. Michelson Janae. Mollica. Mollica. Excused. Neville. Pelton. Ransom. Representative Benavidez is present. Rich. Roberts. Sane. Sandridge. Singer. Singer. Excused. Sirota. Representative Singer is present. Snyder. Soper. Sullivan. Tipper. Titone. A. Valdez. Valdez D. Van Winkle. Weissman. Will. Williams. Wilson. Madam Speaker.
I am here. So we have 60 present, 5 who are late, but we have a quorum. Representative Rich.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the reading of the Journal of Thursday, May 2nd, 2019 be dispensed with and approved as corrected one last time by the Chief Clerk.
No, we still have one more time. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. No. The motion passes. Announcements and introductions. Representative Pelton.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. What a beautiful day we have today. With your permission, I'd like to introduce my guests.
Members, could we have a little quiet in the chamber for announcements and introductions? Representative Pelton.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. With your permission, I'd like to introduce my guests.
Please proceed.
Thank you. The wonderful young lady that did our Pledge of Allegiance this morning from Weldona School System is here. Ariel Meese, please stand up. Her mom, Danielle. Her dad, Travis. And her stepmom, Savina. Tell you just a little bit about how special Ariel is. Like I said, she's an 8th grader in Weldona School. They had their first local History Day fair, and she won with her project both there and in another competition. And her project was about the Indian War of 1864 at Fremont Orchard in Morgan County. So if you guys get a chance, go say hi.
Yeah, potentially. Well, can you tell Jason? Representative Lontine and McLaughlin.
Thank you, Madam
Madam
Speaker.
Speaker.
Can we have your attention, please? Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Can we just
Yes. Can we have your attention, please?
As you know, we could not run this place without our sergeants at arms. And we want to tell them thank you, thank you, thank you for all the work you do for all of us. So if you guys could stand by the door and let us cheer you on.
Representative Lontine.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I just wanted to say, as chair of the Health Committee, the committee that ran the longest session this year till 4 a.m., I want to thank the sergeants who helped us maintain order, keep us safe. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support you gave to us. And thank you for helping us organize and make sure that our committees run on time. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you.
Thanks. That is very nice of you all to do. Oh my gosh. Okay, McKean, then Catlin, then Froelich.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Folks, while we've got your attention, this morning, if you notice, there was a little to-do on the balcony. And that to-do was to say goodbye to Agnes Quinn and Cece Kurtz. They're going to retire this year. They are two of the most necessary cogs in the gears of this machine, and we could absolutely not do our work without them here. So every time that you offer an amendment, every time we spell something wrong, every time we do all the things we do, that ends up on their desks. And along with Anthony, they absolutely do the things that let us do our jobs. So please, can we tell them thank you for your service and enjoy your retirement.
Thank you so much for all you do, Cece and Agnes. Representative Catlin.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's an honor to serve with you today.
It's an honor to serve with you today.
Thank you. You know, I am usually over my head in regards to what I'm doing over here. I have to, somebody has to help me. The bill writers, the staff here, everybody has been more than helpful for me. They've helped me do things that I wasn't sure that I'd be able to do. But there's one sitting over here on the bench that has helped me for the last couple of years. Chase, stand up. Chase Bodine, my aide. Thank him.
Thank you.
Representative Froelich and Gonzalez Gutierrez.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So, when our majority leader talks about, let's wear some Colorado gear on Friday, the last day of session, some of us take it very serious, as you can see. So if you got your Colorado gear on, you can maybe join us for a picture outside or something, but it's not officially Colorado Day.
Representative Froelich.
And I just want to thank those of you who chose to not wear your Colorado gear. Thanks for making me relive my high school days where I always dressed for the theme and was one of half a dozen. So thank you so much.
Representative Soper.
Well, thank you, Madam Speaker. I just, in playing on the theme of Colorado Attire Day, since it was not fully defined, come on, get over. Yeah, that's good. So we just wanted to show off our Colorado tie.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Awesome.
Members,
Love them. Thank you.
There was a House bill that passed out of the Judiciary Committee this morning, and
Representative Valdez.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's an honor to serve with you. I would like for the Rural Affairs Agriculture Committee to join me here at the well. And we would like to honor our chair, Representative Dylan Roberts, for his dedication to the committee, day in and day out, from day one, and we really appreciate you. We want to give you a card, and also I didn't have time to wrap the gift, but the gift is wrapped in today's newspaper. Thank you very much, Chair Roberts.
Representative Catlin again.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Dylan, we hope you'll use those gloves this summer. We don't want those hands to get all torn up.
Okay, Representative Buck.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I have to be honest with you, I could not be more blessed these last 3 years because I've had an aide that started with me when she was 14, probably broke some labor laws there. But her parents would drive her down, and then they would do their work in a coffee shop. But my aide, is she here? I think I saw her here. Alyssa Austin, she has been with me, like I said, for 3 years. She is going May 10th for an internship with a judge in Alabama. She's going to attend the University of Alabama on a full-ride scholarship. She's going to go to law school, and she might be the next president of the United States. Please join me in thanking my incredible aide, Alyssa Austin.
Okay, members, I hate to spoil the fun, but we are not going to, I'm going to start fining people for introducing their aides, because that's not what we typically do. So that was that. Representative Arndt.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, we have a lot of sports fans in here, but I would like to encourage you all to get out and partake in the sports this summer. You have on your desk a Boulder shirt, and I will let my colleague from Boulder talk about that, and then I will talk about the other 10K, which is the Fortitude in Fort Collins.
Exactly.
And then we'll give another little mention.
Thank you. So members,
members, come on.
Sorry. Members, all I have to say is Boulder. I believe it's their 30th anniversary. It may be a little older than that. It doesn't say on the t-shirt now. But anyway, you have almost exactly 3 weeks to train for the Boulder, and I hope to see you all there. Thank you.
Representative Arndt.
So Boulder's end Memorial Day weekend, the Fortitude in Fort Collins, then they both end in the stadiums, is Labor Day weekend, and then make sure you get your bike out and get ready for the Pedal the Plains too in September. Thank you.
Representative Sane and Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and yes, I have entered the Boulder, so you don't have to worry about that. But I do have some sad news this morning. And everybody who loves Joel Moore should come down to the well. He's our amendment clerk. Today is his last day.
Aww.
And therefore, we are presenting him a tribute from all of us. I hope you don't mind. And I would like to have Mr. Randall read this at length.
The House of Representatives convene in the 72nd General Assembly hereby extends sincere commendations to Joel Moore. Joel began his public service with the Office of Legislative Legal Services on November 3rd of 2008 as a legislative editor for the Civil and Criminal Law, Education, and Human Services team, where his expert wordsmithing and longtime interest in political science improved each bill he edited. His aptitude for the complex workings of the legislative process found a new outlet when he became the amendment clerk for the Colorado House of Representatives during the second regular session of the 66th General Assembly in 2011. Joel's exemplary service on the House floor and at the OLLS desk led to his role as a senior legislative editor in 2013. In the years since, he has been an indispensable source of knowledge about all things involving the legislative process, and he has applied his well-honed writing, editing, problem-solving, and community-building skills to numerous OLLS office committees that have improved workplace culture for his colleagues. Among his many contributions to the OLLS, for several years, Joel oversaw the office's educational outreach to schools and organizations, such as the Girl Scouts of America, facilitating educational opportunities for young people from around the state to learn about and develop an interest in the legislative process. As Joel departs this month for a new adventure in nonpartisan policy work, the Colorado House of Representatives, his colleagues, and friends will sorely miss his wicked sense of humor, his one-of-a-kind creativity, his on-the-fly ability for writing amendments, and easygoing can-do personality. We pay tribute to his 10.5 years of public service to improve the lives of the great state, the people who live in the great state of Colorado. On request of all the members of the Colorado House of Representatives, given this third day of May 2019, State Capitol in Denver.
Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And if we could get a floor amendment to that tribute. But in all seriousness, I just wanted to thank Joel for his friendship, for all of his service. We were neighbors. He did live in House District 2. He has since moved out. But he does have a wicked sense of humor. And while I don't think I went down and had as many amendments drafted as other colleagues of mine in this chamber, I have always appreciated his skill and what he brings to this chamber, and you will be sorely missed. Thank you so much, Joel, for all your service.
Representative McKean.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. So folks, when we're not driving him crazy with amendments, sometimes he just decides to take in a little bit of our office. Joel drew this one day, just sitting there, hanging out, and I saw it and I thought, that is one of the most remarkable things I've ever seen, so I stole it. Joel, thank you so much. Thank you for being a bright light in the House.
Thank you, Joel, for all your service to the General Assembly and to Colorado. Representative Sane.
I just want to add real fast, Madam Speaker, all those amendments you thought were just so smart coming from me or the other side of the aisle, Joel wrote those. Just letting you know.
Thanks for that explanation. Any other announcements or introductions? Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, I just want to give you a quick update on, I think, what to expect today. We are going to do third reading of bills now. Then there are some Senate amendments to House bills that are through the revisor and that aren't on your calendar. But let me give you those numbers. And that's what we will do after third reading. House Bill 1120, House Bill 1168, 1210, 1231, 1245, 1264, 1289. 1314 and 1318. Then there's two conference committee reports on 1160. I guess there's three. 1253 and, well, I guess just those two for the moment. We'll do those, and then I think we can proceed into Hummers, and then we'll see where we're at. Does that sound like a plan? Awesome. Madam Speaker, then we are to the third reading of bill's final passage.
Mr. Randall, please read the title of Senate Bill 242.
Senate Bill 242 by Senator Garcia, also Representative Kennedy, concerning the creation of an emergency medical service provider license and in connection with specifying that emergency medical service provider may obtain a license from the Department of Public Health and Environment, the certified emergency medical service provider demonstrates to the department that the certified emergency medical service provider completed a 4-year bachelor's degree program.
Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of Senate Bill 242 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of Senate Bill 242 on third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. With 64, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't close the machine. Mr. Randall, please close the machine. With 64 aye votes, no votes, and 1 excused, Senate Bill 242 is passed. Co-sponsors. Because I can look, because they're the ones that, you can keep that, and I can just look here. This is, it says amendment. Yep. So this is, okay. Then I'll just look here. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of Senate Bill 96.
Senate Bill 96 by Senator Donovan, also Representative Hansen, concerning the collection of greenhouse gas emissions data to facilitate the implementation of measures that will most cost-effectively allow the state to meet its greenhouse gas emissions reduction goals and in connection with making an appropriation.
Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of Senate Bill 96 on third reading and final passage.
Representative Hansen. Representative Hansen.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I move for permission to offer a third reading amendment. I know, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
Please proceed.
Thank you very much. Let me hand this to Marilyn. All right, members, appreciate your indulgence this morning. So you may remember we have recently passed a bill number 1261. We found a place where we need to make sure this bill and that soon to become law do not conflict. That is all this amendment is asking to do. Didn't anticipate that before the second reading, and I ask for your indulgence to put this into the bill. Thank you.
The question before us is permission to offer a third reading amendment. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. McLaughlin. Please close the machine. With 39 aye votes, 25 no votes, 1 excused, permission to offer a third reading amendment is granted. Representative Hansen.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move L013 to Senate Bill 96.
The question before us is the passage of Representative Hansen's L013 on third reading. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members, please vote. Gray, McCluskey, and Michelson Janae. Please close the machine. With 40 aye votes, 24 no votes, and 1 excused, L013 is passed. Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of Senate Bill 96 as amended on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of Senate Bill 96. Senate Bill 96 as amended on third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members, please vote. Please close the machine. With 40 aye votes, 24 no votes, and 1 excuse, Senate Bill 96 is passed as amended. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of Senate Bill 246.
Senate Bill 246 by Senators Todd and Lundin, also Representatives McLaughlin and Wilson, concerning the financing of public schools and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of Senate Bill 246 on third reading and final passage.
Representative Wilson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I was going to have two requests, and we recognized our bill drafters and staff earlier. I just want to make one comment on that we oftentimes don't realize as we look at all those statute books back there and we change one thing and the ripple effect goes throughout those statute books, throughout our staff, our drafters, and so forth, and that's why oftentimes your bill drafters gasp when we do something and make an amendment or add something, because they automatically have to go back and sort through all that. So as a result of that, we would request, as my second request, permission for a third reading amendment as a result of that ripple effect.
Representative McLaughlin.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This bill would like to amend that bill.
All right, do you guys want to tell us what your amendment does? Representative Wilson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As I said, this amendment was a ripple effect. It's a technical amendment, so it aligns the effective dates and clauses to reflect the amendments that were adopted when we passed the bill on second reading. So this is just to align those with what we did on our second reading passage.
The question before us is Representative McLaughlin and Wilson's request for permission to offer a third reading amendment. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members, please vote. With 64 aye votes, I'm sorry, please close the machine. With 64 aye votes, no votes, and 1 excused, permission to offer a third reading amendment is granted. Representative Wilson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, members. I move L014 to Senate Bill 19246. And folks, you can take pride in the fact that this is the best school finance bill I've seen since I've been here, and even several years before. So this puts the ribbon around it. I ask for an aye vote.
The question before the House is the passage of, oh, I'm sorry, Representative McLaughlin.
I would just like to say I agree with Representative Wilson. It's a great bill. Thank you.
Okay. The question before us is the passage of Representative Wilson and McLaughlin's amendment to Senate Bill 246. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Representatives McKean and Rich. Please close the machine. With 64 aye votes, no votes, and 1 excused, L014 is passed. Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of Senate Bill 246 as amended on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of Senate Bill 246 as amended on third reading and final passage. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Representative Kipp. Please close the machine. With 64 aye votes, no votes, and 1 excuse, Senate Bill 246 is passed as amended. Co-sponsors. Baisley, Carver, Humphrey, just kidding. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of Senate Bill 236.
Senate Bill 236 by Senators Garcia and Fenneberg, also Representatives Hansen and Becker, concerning the continuation of the Public Utilities Commission in connection with the building and recommendations contained in the 2018 census report by the Public Regulatory Agencies making an appropriation.
Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think Representative McKean is bringing down the trophy to Representative Hansen for the most third reading amendments of the year. I'm just joking. All right, I thought that was going to be much funnier. I'm sorry. I move for the passage of Senate Bill 236 on third reading and final passage.
Representative McKean.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. You know, I don't come down on third reading. In fact, I didn't think I was going to come down today.
Representative McKean, post-certification does not fit under the title.
But you know, this bill has a lot to do with this trophy. When you think about it, it has to do with the proper preparation of something, with making sure they fit together. What was that thing about, you undercook the onions, they'll get to know each other in the pot? Well, there you go. It has a lot to do with how we make sure that the bill is ready to go. And yes, Representative Byrd, we appreciate your efforts. With all of those things considered, I would love to have permission to offer a third reading amendment on this delight of a bill.
Can you display the amendment?
Well, let's display Amendment L052. You don't have it? You should have it from yesterday. It is a second reading amendment. Oh, I'll have to go get a third reading amendment.
You don't have a lot of time to go get a new third reading
No, I
amendment.
think I do, because I think Representative Hansen has yet another third reading amendment for us, yes. I'll be right back.
Okay. And with that, Representative Hansen.
All right.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I appreciate the trophy very much. It's very kind of Representative McKean. Members, I request permission for a third reading amendment.
Please proceed.
All right, if we could display Amendment L056. All right, we had a wonderful discussion yesterday with our friends from El Paso County. This is for you, my friends. This is the clarifying amendment that our Colorado Springs utility wanted us to make quadruple sure. It's already in the bill 4 times, folks, if you want to do a search. But to make quadruple sure that they are not included in this section of the bill, and I ask for your permission to offer L056.
The question before the House is Representative Hansen's request to offer a third reading amendment to Senate Bill 236. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members, please vote. Representative Singh, please close the machine. With 58 aye votes, 6 no votes, and 1 excused, permission is granted. Representative Hansen.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I move L056.
Okay, I'm sorry. The question before us is the passage of L056. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members, please vote. Benavides, Herod, and Humphrey. Please close the machine. With 64 aye votes, no no votes, and 1 excused, L056 is passed. Representative Hansen. Oh, Representative McKean.
Go ahead. Do you have one more? I do. Is it a conceptual amendment?
No. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, to make sure that there is no threat to this trophy, I request permission to offer one more and final third reading amendment. If we could display L057. After staying up late last night, reading these wonderful 50-plus pages, we missed one word. Members, we need the word accelerated here to make sure that workforce transition planning applies to accelerated retirements only. That's what this word would do. Workforce transition planning applying only to accelerated retirements. I appreciate your patience. We missed one word. Thank you.
The question before us is the passage of no, this is permission. The question before us is the Representative Hansen's request to offer a third reading amendment. Is there any further discussion? Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members, please vote. Representatives Catlin and Hooten. Hooten. Please close the machine. With 40 aye votes, 24 no votes, and 1 excused, permission to offer a third reading amendment is granted. Representative Hansen.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move L057 and take my trophy.
The question before the House is the passage of Representative Hanson's amendment to Senate Bill 236. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine, and members, please vote. Please close the machine. With 44 aye votes and 20 no votes, Amendment L057 is passed. Representative McKean, how could I forget?
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. So it's the good thing about having two trophies is you just bring the other one down. So, Madam Speaker, with your allowance, could I just ask for permission to have a third reading amendment and then we display it? Does it have to be displayed? Darn it. Okay, so I think you will appreciate this third reading amendment, especially after the last two amendments. So I would ask for your permission to have a third reading amendment.
Please. Mr. Representative McKean, please proceed.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Folks, I didn't think I was coming down here on third reading. and here I am. I know, my feet just kind of find their way here. But, we see this every year, we really do, and I think it's appropriate that we do this in the midst of food trophies. So I would ask for permission to offer the amendment to have a short title to this bill, the Turducken Act of 2019 with a slice of pumpkin pie, which I believe fits under the title.
I think you're actually changing the title, but okay. Representative Hanson.
It's a short title.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And while I think this is absolutely descriptive of what we have done together over the last few days, in my only defense is I'd just like to say that I introduced 1037 on the third day of session. That's my only defense, along with Representative Eskar. And again, as descriptive as this is, I think we should probably not put this word in the statute books. So I'm going to ask for a no vote on permission.
Representative McKean.
Well, Representative Hanson, don't go away. So this process, as I understand it, you take the chicken. Is it the duck? We begin with the duck, and we let's just say make it part of a chicken, and then we take that and we make it part of the turkey. This is a turkey. In the end, it looks like a turkey, but it has so much more in there. I would ask for a yes vote.
Representative Eskar.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As I think I spoke yesterday about this, I support this amendment.
Representative Sane.
Members, I wasn't going to come down on third reading, but when I saw this masterpiece, I think we should make it something more non-offensive to this body. I think it should be a tofurkin, don't you? Which is tofu stuffed inside of tofu, inside of another tofu, pretending to be a tofu turkey.
Representative Hanson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And on behalf of the voters of Boulder, I think that would be very appropriate. So thank you for the tofu reference. And as fun as it would be to put this word into statute books, I am afraid I still have to ask for a no vote on this permission. I don't think anyone has the appetite this morning.
Very nice.
Representative McKean, I think you've spoken twice, but I'm going to, you actually moved the motion, didn't you? So you do get to speak twice. You go ahead.
Well, thank you so much, Madam Speaker. So I, occasionally I have, this moment. This doesn't actually go in the statute. It just goes in the log of the session. So it doesn't actually, it will not go beyond us. So I would, one, say, yeah, do this. And the other thing is, I think you can all stomach it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, the question before us is Representative McKean's request for a third reading amendment. Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. I better close. Oh, geez. Okay. Please close the machine. With 38 aye votes, 26 no votes, and 1 excuse, permission to offer a third reading amendment is granted. Majority Leader Garnett. Minority Leader Neville.
Madam Speaker, I move L058 and ask for a yes vote.
Is there any further discussion? Mr. Randall, the question before us is the passage of L058. Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote.
Come on, we have so much to do. Come on.
Please close the machine.
My goodness.
Phew. Okay. With 30 aye votes, 34 no votes, and 1 excused, L058 fails. Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of Senate Bill 236 as amended on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of Senate Bill 236 on third reading and final passage as amended. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Please close the machine. With 40 aye votes, 24 no votes, and 1 excuse, Senate Bill 236 is passed as amended. Co-sponsors.
Why is the lobby so full?
Please close the machine. Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm about to move to proceed out of order, but I just want to give everyone a list of the next 3 bills that will be Senate amendments to House bills because it's not in your calendar. House Bill 1120, House Bill 1168, House Bill 1210. Maybe I'll just do the whole list. House Bill 1231, House Bill 1245, House Bill 1264, House Bill 1289, House Bill 1314, and House Bill 1318. Madam Speaker, I move to proceed out of order for consideration of Senate amendments to House bills.
Seeing no objection, we will proceed out of order for consideration of Senate amendments to House bills. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1120.
House Bill 1120 by Representatives Michelson, Janae, and Roberts, also known as Fenberg and Quorum, concerning multiple approaches to prevent youth suicide and in connection with making an appropriation.
Representative Michelson, Janae.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to concur with Senate amendments.
Please proceed.
They made some technical fixes to mistakes that we did not catch, and we are very appreciative of those.
Any further discussion? The motion before us is to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1120. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Representatives Rich and Weissman.
Weissman. Representative Weissman. Representative Weissman.
Please close the machine. With 40 aye votes, 24 no votes, and 1 excused, the motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1120 passes. Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the repassage of House Bill 1120 as amended.
The question before the House is the repassage of House Bill 1120 as amended. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Mullica and Tipper. Please close the machine. With 40 aye votes, 24 no votes, and 1 excused, House Bill 1120 is repassed as amended. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1168.
House Bill 1168 by Representatives McCluskey and Rich, also Senators Donovan and Rankin, concerning the creation of the Colorado Reinsurance Program to provide reinsurance payments to health insurers to aid in paying high-cost health insurance claims, and in connection therewith authorizing Commissioner of Insurance to perform the federal government to waive applicable federal requirements, request federal funds, or both to enable the state to implement the program, making the program contingent upon waiver of funding approval, making appropriation.
Representative McCluskey.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1168.
Please proceed.
Our friends over in the Senate did us a favor and helped us bring in the reinsurance program. We have secured $121 million of funding for a 2-year program that is going to bring the same level of relief to those folks out on the Western Slope, Eastern Plains, and along the Front Range. We are very pleased and excited to bring this forward.
Representative Rich.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My co-sponsor here pretty much said it all, but I have something to say. Donkeys are blue, elephants are red, but bipartisan we are, and reinsurance isn't dead.
Healthcare is broken, and we're trying to fix. This policy is now a gem, thanks to the Senate's tricks.
From the hills to the plains and in the big city, premiums will be less, and isn't saving money so pretty?
So now as we close, please vote with an aye. Let reinsurance be passed on this happy sine die.
Brilliant. Okay. The motion, is there any further discussion? The motion before us is to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1168. Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Representative Rich, you need to vote on your own bill. Please close the machine. With 48 aye votes, 16 no votes, and 1 excused, the motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1168 is passed. Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the repassage of House Bill 1168 as amended.
The question before us is the repassage of House Bill 1168 as amended. Is there any further discussion? Representative Kraft-Tharp.
Thank you. I just want to say for the record, I absolutely commend you all for the reinsurance. I'm really glad it's passing. This is one of the things that they didn't mention is that this is being paid for out of the vendor fee. The vendor fee is not an incentive program that we give big corporations. It is not a corporate welfare. It is we ask businesses to please collect and remit our sales tax, and as part of that, we give them 3.3% for being able to do that. While this is an absolutely amazing cause, the funding source is not okay.
Okay, hold on. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the repassage of House Bill 1168 as amended. Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Please close the machine. With 45 aye votes, 19 no votes, and 1 excused, House Bill 1168 is repassed as amended. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1210.
House Bill 1210 by Representatives Melton and Galindo, also Senators Danielson and Moreno, concerning the repeal of prohibitions on a local government establishing minimum wage laws within its jurisdiction.
Majority Leader Garnett, or Representative Melton, sorry. Representative Galindo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the House concur with Senate amendments for House Bill 1210.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So it seems that the Senate actually woke up and did a lot of work on this particular bill. So it just, they made some changes, so we ask for an aye vote.
Representative Melton.
Oh, thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm not allowed to say anything bad about the Senate anymore, so yeah, we ask that you concur.
The question before us is the motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1210. Representative Van Winkle.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just can't let that one go. They made drastic amendments, major amendments, I think was the word that was used. I'd like to know what some of those are before I vote.
Representative Melton.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So the Senate added provisions to study the impacts of local wage policies by CDLE and do a report due to the legislature by 2021. CDLE will also report to HCPF so that they may evaluate the impacts of Medicaid-funded service providers and provide information to the JBC. HCPF will also establish a wage enhancement program that Medicaid-funded nursing facilities may apply for. A provision was added that stipulated that local governments must engage in broad, wide-range stakeholders when they consider local minimum wage policies. The Senate created a phase-in of local wage increases so that the entire increase of the phased-in predictable increments. The effective date was also changed to January 1st of 2020, and in a number of local governments that can enact a local minimum wage policy is 10% of local governments. You got the rest.
Representative Galindo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. There is now also a requirement that any local wage policy have a tipped credit that mirrors a state's tipped credit for food and beverage workers. And the Senate clarified that workers must work at least 4 hours in a week in the local jurisdiction to be eligible for the local minimum wage.
So like we said, the Senate was being the Senate.
They actually woke up and did some work.
Is there any further discussion? The motion before us is to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1210. Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote.
Janet.
Representative Snyder. Please close the machine. With 41 aye votes, 23 no votes, and 1 excused, the motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1210 is passed. Co-sponsors.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the repassage of House Bill 1210 as amended.
The question before us is the motion to repass 1210 as amended on third reading and final passage. Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Please close the machine. With 39 aye votes, 25 no votes, and 1 excused, the motion to repass House Bill 1210 is passed. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1231.
House Bill 1231 by Representatives Froelich and Kipp, all Senators Lee and Priola, concerning efficiency standards for equipment sold in Colorado in connection with requiring certain appliances, plumbing fixtures, and other products sold for residential or commercial use to meet energy efficiency and water efficiency standards.
Representative Froelich.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We move to concur with the Senate amendments, which took the one remaining reference to installation out of the bill. Saving you energy, saving you water. If you didn't vote yes, well, you oughta. So saving you dollars and cents, we're asking for an aye on concurrence.
Representative Kipp.
Since this session's been a blur, we now move that you concur. Please push the button colored green, because we both think that you're all so keen.
So nice.
Is there any further discussion? The question before us is the motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1231. Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Please close the machine. With 40 aye votes, 24 no votes, and 1 excused, the motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1231 is passed. Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the repassage of House Bill 1231 as amended.
The question before us is the repassage of House Bill 1231 as amended. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine, and members, please vote. Please close the machine. With 40 aye votes, 24 no votes, and 1 excused, House Bill 1231 is repassed as amended. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1245.
House Bill 1245 by Representative Weissman, House Senators Gonzalez and Foote, concerning an increase in affordable housing funding from increased state sales tax revenue results from the modification of the state sales tax vendor fee in connection with enacting the Affordable Housing Act of 2019, making an appropriation.
Representative Weissman.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The point of the bill is funding for homes. From our House text, the Senate slightly did wander in Rome, but not so severely as to action defer. Therefore, I ask that we forthwith concur.
Is there any further discussion? That was well done. The question before us is the motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1245. Mr. Randall, please open the machine, and members, please vote. Bockenfeld, Harrod, Humphrey, Larson, Liston, Lontine, Sane. Sane. Please close the machine. With 39 aye votes, 25 no votes, and 1 excused, the motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1245 is passed. Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the repassage of House Bill 1245 as amended.
The question before us is the repassage of House Bill 1245 as amended. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine, and members, please vote. Please close the machine. With 37 aye votes, 27 no votes, and 1 excused, House Bill 1245 is repassed as amended. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1264.
House Bill 1264 by Representatives Roberts and Wilson, House Senators Winter and Donovan, concerning pragmatic efficiency of the conservation easement tax credit program in connection with increasing the transparency program, making appropriation.
Representative Wilson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I apologize that we don't have any poetry, but trust me, you'll have plenty later.
Where's that cowboy poet friend of yours?
I move that we concur with the Senate amendments.
Please proceed. Representative Roberts.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Senate made a few amendments with regards to the working group that will be convening in this interim. They made specifics, dates that the working group will start meeting, as well as some of the things that the working group should also look at, making it even more specific. And it passed the Senate 30-5. So I think they were good amendments. Ask for an aye vote.
The question before us is the motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1264. Representative McKean.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The reason I come down is to ask the question which we discussed back when we were going through seconds on this, actually thirds. But Representative Lewis was asking questions about, was offering an amendment that would create a funding source to make whole people who were being charged a lot of interest and penalties on some of those conservation easements. Is that a part of the specific direction that the working group is getting to go forward?
Representative Roberts.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you for the question. Yes, you'll see on page 7 of the re-engrossed bill, lines 20 through 25, some of the specificities that the Senate put in there, including a process to provide retroactive tax credits, payments, or refunds to taxpayers who have claims. So they did put in that language, or added that language in. I don't know where he is.
Representative Lewis.
Thank you and good morning. Thank you, Madam Speaker. And thank you, sponsors of the Conservation Easement Bill. I'm very proud of the Senate for listening to a lot of the amendments that I was trying to get pushed forward. A lot of those were to try to push them towards dates or how many meetings, getting on down the road, as I said. And Senator Sonnenberg was listening, and he took it to the task and has put those on there. I will be a yes on the concurrence. Thank you. I'll still be a no on the bill, but I'll be a yes on concurrence. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? The question before us is the motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1264. Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Please close the machine. With 64 aye votes, no votes, and 1 excused, the motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1264 is passed. Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the repassage of House Bill 1264 as amended.
The question before us is the repassage of House Bill 1264 as amended. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Representatives Baisley and Melton. Please close the machine. With 50 aye votes, 14 no votes, and 1 excused, House Bill 1264 is repassed as amended. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1289.
House Bill 1289 by Representative Weissman, all Senators Foote and Gonzalez, concerning the creation of additional protections of the Colorado Consumer Code in connection with enabling the enforcement of the Colorado Consumer Protection Act for reckless acts.
Representative Weissman.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And members, I apologize. I need to go full judiciary on this one, but I have one more bill on the Senate amendments calendar, so I'll make up for it. So, Madam Speaker, I move to concur in Senate amendments to House Bill 1289, and I would like to explain why.
Please proceed.
Thank you. So, members, the Senate amendments go principally to one of the biggest points of discussion that we had over here in the House, and that concerns the role of public harm or public impact in a Consumer Protection Act claim. So what happened over in the Senate is that our statement of policy in the House that no finding of public harm or significant public harm would be required under Section 105 was taken out, and instead some language was added to a different section of the CPA in Section 103, which is specifically to the Attorney General of Colorado and to the 22 elected district attorneys. And what that language says is that when an action is brought specifically by the Attorney General or a DA, proof that a significant public impact has been had in a deceptive trade practice action need not be shown. Now, you've heard me say here before, and I'll say again, that I think where the point of the Consumer Protection Act is to prevent deceptive trade practices from causing significant public harm, and we impose a requirement that before an action can proceed, one has to show significant public harm, I think we have a bit of a chicken and egg problem. So I want to make clear that in concurring today, it is not my intent, and I don't believe it is my Senate sponsor's intent, for the amendments that we hereby adopt coming over from the Senate to suggest any legislative support for the currently judicially created requirement that public harm be proven where private counsel bring an action under the CPA, and that we are not hereby codifying any existing judge-made law. Rather, in Section 103, we are providing an affirmative grant of authority to our elected Attorney General and district attorneys, and we are doing no more than that. Again, we are not providing any legislative sanction for the idea that there needs to be a finding of significant public harm before private counsel may proceed. With that said, members, there was a lot of discussion about this bill over in the Senate. It did actually come back to us on a bipartisan vote. I think it was 23 votes in favor. So I do ask for your support on concurrence and repassage.
Representative Same.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This is why you never go full judiciary.
Representative Soper.
Well, thank you, Madam Speaker. I don't normally come down on third reading, but I did want to say yeah, I wasn't planning for it, but I just felt driven to come down here and thank Representative Weissman for concurring or asking for a concurrence. And I also wanted to stress that as well, because this is something that we talked about in judiciary. I was following along with what was going on in the Senate, and I certainly am very proud of where the bill has gotten to. So I certainly would like to ask for a yes vote on this, and I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
The question before us is the motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1289. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine, and members, please vote. Please, Representative Buck. Please close the machine. With 47 aye votes, 17 no votes, and 1 excuse, the motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1289 is passed. Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the repassage of House Bill 1289 as amended.
The question before us is the repassage of House Bill 1289 as amended. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine, and members, please vote. Please close the machine. With 42 aye votes, 22 no votes, and 1 excused, House Bill 1289 is repassed as amended. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1314.
House Bill 1314 by Representatives Becker and Galindo, while Senators Winter and Donovan, concerning a just transition from a coal-based electrical energy economy and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Representative Galindo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the House concur with Senate amendments for House Bill 1314.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So the amendment essentially makes the bill less prescriptive. It requires that the Just Transition Office provide a plan to the governor by December 31st of 2020, and it gives the ability of the office to engage more stakeholders in the process of developing that plan. The advisory committee, made up of representatives from coal-impacted workers and communities, has more of a direct role in putting together that plan, and the plan will include how to best provide the benefits and grants that are most appropriate to support Colorado's coal transition workers and communities, and I ask for an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of House Bill 1314. Is the motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1314. Mr. Randall, please open the machine, and members, please vote. Please close the machine. With 38 aye votes, 26 no votes, and 1 excused, the motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1314 is passed. Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the repassage of House Bill 1314 as amended.
The question before us is the repassage of House Bill 1314 as amended. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine, and members, please vote. Representative Hansen. Please close the machine. With 40 aye votes, 24 no votes, and 1 excused, House Bill 1314 is repassed as amended. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1318.
House Bill 1318 by Representative Weissman, all Senators Bridges and Foote, concerning increased transparency of money in elections consistent with the First Amendment of the United States Constitution and in connection with making an appropriation.
Representative Weissman.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. To our bill were added just a few words. One word was use, another was oath. There wasn't much change, so I moved to concur. The Senate amendments left most of the loaf.
Is there any further discussion? The question before us is the motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1318. Mr. Randall, please open the machine, and members, please vote. Humphrey. Please close the machine. With 40 aye votes and 24 no votes, 1 excused, the motion to concur with House Bill 1318 is passed. Majority Leader Garnett.
Sorry, Madam Speaker. I move for the repassage of House Bill 1318 as amended.
The question before us is the repassage of House Bill 1318 as amended. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Okay.
Maybe I'll make that announcement.
Representative Kraftart,
You get this one?
please close the machine. With 40 aye votes, 24 no votes, and 1 excused, House Bill 1318 is repassed as amended. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, House Bill 1064 has made it over from the Senate, and so that's not on the list that I gave out earlier. So if we can move to that and get that moving, that's just kind of how today's going to go. When stuff's here, let's try to get it done.
Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1064.
House Bill 1064 by Representatives Sullivan and Baisley, all Senators Foote and Cook, concerning eliminating requirements that victims must opt in to affect their rights in criminal proceedings and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Representative
I did, okay.
Yes. Representative Sullivan.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I don't mean to crash the little party that you guys are having and all the frivolity and the exchanging of trophies and all of that, but I just got notification from the Senate that House Bill 1064, that they passed it unanimously in their committee and also on the floor. If you all recall, am I to the, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You just need to
move.
Yeah, I don't know what you're going to move. Are you concurring?
I'm going to move to concur.
That's fine.
Okay. I'm sorry. This is the bill to get victim notification. This is something that's everything's personal with me, but this one was a bill that I had heard about many times, going to victim groups and talking to other people. This is something to let people know when they have gone through a court case and wanted and weren't getting the notifications that they needed through all of this. And the reason we had always heard in the past why no one would run something like this, that someone would be afraid to talk down here in the well in a committee, was because it was so expensive. But no one wanted to do something for victims because it was going to cost some money. But having been through a court case like this and seeing everything that has happened there, that wasn't a concern of mine. And so I freely, without obviously knowing what it's like down here, or what needs to happen down here, to get something like that passed. And so the Senate appointed another $300,000 to the Department of Public Health and Environment. And this is a department to provide the direct services to crime victims within the community. One of the senators over there said that they had been trying to do this before to get funds, and CCJRC wanted this. The senator called this a perfect vehicle for this to be used for victims. If I do nothing else to make sure that victims are taken care of and remembered each and every time is that, then I've done what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm asking you all for an aye vote on this one today.
Representative Baisley.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand proudly with my colleague, Representative Sullivan. We ought to fight against spending money on frivolities, but the basic tenet for government is to ensure life, liberty, property, pursuit of happiness. This does that. So it is worthy spending of the taxpayers' money towards protecting those taxpayers, especially those who have been victimized, to ensure they don't get victimized again. So I rise with Tom Sullivan proudly and ask for concurrence.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1064. Mr. Randall, please open the machine, and members, please vote. Representative Harrod is excused. Representative Jackson. Please close the machine. With 63 aye votes, no votes, and 2 excused, the motion to concur with Senate amendments to House Bill 1064 is passed. Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the repassage of House Bill 1064 as amended.
The question before us is the motion to repass House Bill 1064 as amended. Mr. Randall, please open the machine, and members, please vote. Beckman, Esgar, Lontine, Melton. Please close the machine. With 63 aye votes, 0 no votes, and 2 excused, House Bill 1064 is repassed as amended. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, we're going to proceed out of order for consideration of conference committee reports. There's 2 that we're going to do right now. So, Madam Speaker, I move to proceed out of order for consideration of conference committee reports.
Seeing no objection, we will proceed out of order for consideration of conference committee reports. Let's see. What is it, 1160? Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1160.
House Bill 1160 by Representatives Landgraf and Singer, also Senators Lee and Gardner, concerning a mental health facility pilot program in connection with making an appropriation.
Representative Landgraf.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to accept the first conference committee. I actually don't know the motion.
That's okay.
I've never done this before.
You move that the House adopt the first report of the first conference committee.
I move that the House adopt the first report of the first conference committee of the first
of House Bill 1160.
House Bill 1160. That part I know.
Please proceed.
You want to tell them?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, I actually don't have any rhymes, and
I think my kids wandered off to some youth climate rally now, so I'll make this quick. So what I'd like to say is we actually came together, we looked at this, and there's an opportunity here to ensure that this mental health program actually works by allowing a pilot program to exist in 2 locations, basically in the same city or the same general geographic jurisdiction. That wasn't in the original bill, it wasn't in the Senate version, wasn't in the House version, so we came together, we put that in there. The conference committee passed it unanimously. We ask for your aye vote on this motion.
That's it. That's it.
Is there any further discussion? The question before us is the adoption of the conference committee report on House Bill 1160. Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. And Representative Coleman is now excused. Buckner, Sane, McKean, Snyder. Please close the machine. With 62 aye votes, no votes, and 3 excused, the conference committee report for House Bill 1160 is adopted. Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the repassage of House Bill 1253 as amended.
The question before us is
1160. I move for the repassage of House Bill 1160 as amended.
the question before us is the repassage of House Bill 1160. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Buckner, Humphrey, Melton, Van Winkle. Please close the machine. With 62 votes, 62 aye votes, no votes, and 3 excused, the motion to adopt the conference committee is passed. Oh, I'm sorry. The motion to repass House Bill 1160 as amended is passed. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1253.
House Bill 1253 by Representatives Landgraf and Buckner, also known as Heisey and Gonzalez, concerning a prohibition on discrimination against a living organ donor in certain insurance policies.
Which one of you? Someone raise their hand.
Raise your hand.
Madam Speaker Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the House adopt the report of the Conference Committee on 1253.
Please proceed. Representative Landgraf.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Senate put on 2 amendments. One we kept, which includes health insurance, and the other that we stripped off, which would have actually gutted the bill because it requested an actuarial report. And the whole idea of this bill is to ensure that living donors are eligible for life insurance. Health insurance is actually already covered, but there was a concern that if pre-existing conditions ever went away, then this would, their amendment will now protect it. Ask for a yes vote.
Is there any further discussion? The question is the adoption of the Conference Committee report on House Bill 1253. Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote.
No.
Representatives Humphrey, Representative Landgraf. Please close the machine. With 62 aye votes, no votes, and 3 excused, the motion to adopt the conference committee report is passed. Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the repassage of House Bill 1253 as amended.
The question before us is the repassage of House Bill 1253 as amended. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Malika. Please close the machine. With 62 aye votes, no votes, and 3 excused, House Bill 1253 is repassed as amended. Co-sponsors. First up where? And then he'll. Please close the machine.
Yeah, let's read these reports. Let's read these reports first, and then messages, and then we'll do that. Right?
Mr. Randall, please read message from the Senate.
Madam Speaker, the Senate has passed on third reading and transmitted to the reviser of statutes.
Message from the Senate will be printed in the journal. Message from the reviser.
We herewith transmit without comment as amended House Bill 1120, House Bill 1168, House Bill 1210, House Bill 1231, House Bill 1245, House Bill 1264.
Message from the reviser will be printed in the journal. Any other messages? None. All right, Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, members, for your hard work this morning. We will be in recess for Hummers, and then after Hummers, I think people should go to lunch, and then we will come back after lunch, I think. But if that changes, just please be close enough that it may change. Does that make sense? Was that crystal clear?
So Hummers, and then a recess, and then sometime back this afternoon.
I hope we're in recess for Hummers, though, right, Madam Speaker?
Or yes. Recess, Hummers, and then additional recess. Okay. The House will stand in recess.